Greetings everyone. Welcome to our presentation of our greywater recycling system for small-scale domestic use. This presentation is presented by Group 41, which is maintained by Ms. Iluri. Our team includes myself, Sharaf Ahmed, Dulni Vihara, Deekshan Akalanka, Musfiq Ahmed, and Tonika Dilnet. In this presentation, we'll be covering about these points. What is greywater? Greywater means the wastewater that comes from our household, excluding toilet waste. Wastewater from sinks, showers, washing machines are some examples. Now, the necessity for such a recycling system arises due to these reasons. First of all, when we use recycled greywater, we can reduce the usage of fresh water for non-potable uses. In that way, we can reduce the pressure on freshwater sources. Also, we can start to save money on water bills, as the recycled greywater is used for various day-to-day life activities like gardening, flushing toilets, for cooling systems, and many more. Also, when the untreated wastewater is directly released into the environment, it can cause unpleasant smells, and various chemicals in those untreated wastewater can harm ecosystems in the environment. But we can reduce those by using a simple greywater recycling system. Now, this slide highlights the significance of finding a solution. In here, we have identified 4 key aspects as economic, environmental, social, followed by technical feasibility of such a system. First of all, let's talk about economic benefits. This means a significant cost reduction for homeowners by using a simple greywater recycling system. This makes the solution financially beneficial. Next, environmental benefits. When we use recycled greywater, we can stop using freshwater for non-potable uses. In that way, we can preserve those freshwater otherwise that is being used for non-potable uses. As for the social benefits, a successful greywater recycling system can help us to contribute to water security and sufficiency in water-stressed areas. Also, it can help us to promote awareness and adoption of sustainable lifestyles. At last, we can talk about technical feasibility. Creating a small-scale domestic greywater recycle system is entirely feasible by readily available and inexpensive material. Usage of cloth meshes, gravel, sand, and activated charcoal for filtration makes this a practical and accessible solution for everyone. From here onwards, I'm handing this presentation over to Deekshan Akalanka for further continuation. Thank you.
Thank you, Devi. Now let's take a look at how a greywater recycling system contribute to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Firstly, I talk about SDG 6, which focuses on clean water and sanitation. By recycling greywater, we can reduce urban water demand, improve water quality through effective treatment and safe reuse, and ultimately contribute to health improvement for household and communities. For an example, in every densely populated city and province, the environment is polluted because of water, like Berry Lake. Because of that, so many diseases are spreading continuously. It's also affected for the economy of the family unit. So, in essence, achieving SDG 6 is not just about access to water and sanitation. It is about creating a foundation for sustainable development, improve health, and a more equitable and prosperous future for all. Next, it supports SDG 11. This means make cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. Greywater recycling is to save on low maintained housing and also helps lower the cost of living by reducing water bills. Countries like Australia, Germany, England are promoting greywater use in residential buildings. Even simple system can be installed in home to apartment complex, helping make our cities more water smart and resilient. In Sri Lanka, 50% of population live in urban areas, so it's always overcrowded. If we discuss over grey water to environment, it will be a biggest crisis for all of citizens. So we trying to manage it using our system. Then we will get cleaner, greener, and sustainable cities and communities. Lastly, I talk about SDG 12. SDG 12 is about using resources responsibly. That means reducing waste, saving energy and water, and making smart choice at home. encourage to use natural resources more efficiently and to reduce the pollution we create. At home, instead of letting grey water to waste, we can collect and reuse it for things like toilet flushing, gardening, watering, etc. Also, this SDG2 supports of encourage water conservation and promotes eco-friendly habits. By recycling grey water, we reduce the demand for fresh water and also cut down wastewater. In some homes in Sri Lanka, also use simple grey water recycling system for gardening, toilet flushing, etc. Finally, the summary of these sustainable development goals encourage us to act responsibly. Now I hand over this presentation to Ahmed. Thank you.
Hello, I am Sharaf Ahmed. I'm here to explain who are the stakeholders and how can they be separated into various types. So first of all, we have to understand who are the stakeholders. Stakeholders mean a group of people or an association which are positively or negatively affected by a project. So in a project, there are so many stakeholders. In our project, below some are types of stakeholders: residents, authorities, business owner, NGO, service provider, and policymakers are some type of stakeholders. So now I'm going to explain some of the above stakeholders. So tenant, house owners are come under the residents who are affected by our project. Health and sanitation department are some of the authorities which are affected by our grey water project. And individual, group, or professional who provide, maintains, and installs grey water management are some of the service provider who are affected by our project. So the next slide would be explained by my friend Mushfiq Ahmed.
Good day, everyone. Now I will be sharing how grey water recycling systems brings benefit to different stakeholders in our society. Let's start with residents. First, the direct users, the residents, they can save money on water bills because they reuse water for things like gardening and toilet flushing. Live sustainably, it also helps them live more sustainably by reducing water waste. And another hidden benefit, increased property value because eco-friendly homes are in demand. Next, authorities or government bodies. These systems reduce the pressure on city water sewage systems. And lower infrastructure cost, it brings down long-term costs for the government. And overall, it supports environmental protection goals set by the city or nation. The next stakeholders, business owners, improves brand image. Adopting grey water systems boost their brand image, especially among eco-friendly customers. And it also ensures water supply, which is crucial for operations. Next benefits, they can enjoy certain tax benefits and incentives from the governments for using sustainable practices. Okay, let's move to the next slide. Let's talk about NGOs. NGOs plays a huge role in water access. These systems helps to promote water availability in rural or dry places. They are especially helpful where there is low infrastructure, and they directly support SDG 6, which is all about clean water and sanitation for all. Next, service providers. This creates job opportunities in design, installation, and maintenance for these systems, and opens opportunities for low-cost solution in urban and rural areas for affordable water solutions. And this opens door for providers to expand into homes, hotels, and farms and industries. And finally, we have policy makers, the planners and decision makers. Lastly, policymakers benefit too. Grey water recycling reduces demand for city water treatment systems. It lowers health risks from the untreated wastewater because untreated water doesn't get mixed into clean systems. And most importantly, it encourages collaboration across water, agriculture, and urban planning sectors. So overall, grey water recycling helps to save money and build a sustainable future for all. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Let's look at impact of grey water reuse both positively and negatively on people, the economy, and the environment. Starting with the people. Grey water reuse reduces reliance on fresh water for everyday tasks like gardening, or toilet flushing, and so on, which is especially valuable in areas facing water scarcity. It also lowers household water bills and can improve hygiene by providing consistent water source for cleaning kind of work. It also creates opportunities for green jobs and innovations for water recycling technologies. In communities, this also fosters a sense of accountability and awareness, also leading to long-term behavioral change for conserve more water. However, if grey water is reused without a proper treatment, it can carry bacteria, chemicals, and food particles, leading to skin irritations and infections or even disease spread. Social acceptance is also a barrier for the grey water reuse. Many people feel uncomfortable for using water that has been already used, even though it is safe, it's without odor or discoloration issues. When we go through the economical impact, moving on to next slide. Economically, greywater reuse lowers water bills and reduces costs for public infrastructure by decreasing the demand for fresh water. On downside, installing and maintaining greywater systems requires an initial cost that cannot everyone can afford. So without subsides or proper regulation, people may avoid adapting to the system, will slow down the economical benefits and slow down the sustainability also. When we go through the environmental impact, greywater reuse significantly reduces pressure on natural sources like protecting rivers, lakes, and groundwater aquifers. It also decreases wastewater discharge and preventing pollutions and helping ecosystems remain healthy, which more leaded urban greening and biodiversity. But when we gone through the economical, when we gone through the environmental impact, especially environment benefits depend on how responsibly the system is used. If untreated water, grey water, is released into ground, it can harm soil health and contaminate groundwater. Chemicals from soaps and detergents mostly damage plants and lead long-term soil degradation if not they are filtered properly. In summary, overall going through all the fact, greywater reuse is a powerful tool for sustainability, but only when managed carefully. So let's carefully manage greywater for make sustainable world. Handing over to Ramika.
Let's start with decentralized greywater system, which are used at the household or small scale level. These systems are common in countries like Australia, the USA, and Germany. A well-known example is Hydroloops from Netherlands, a smart, compact unit that collects greywater from shower, baths, and washing machines. It then treats the water for reuse in toilets, washing machines, or even garden irrigation. Hydroloops and similar systems are popular in eco-friendly homes and apartments because they are easy to install at the building level, have low energy consumption, and can irrigation with smart home systems for automation. Next is centralized greywater treatment, which works on a community or building scale. Countries like Singapore, Israel, and the UAE use such systems. The most advanced example is Newater in Singapore, which treats all wastewater, including greywater, for non-potable reuse industry, landscaping, and public facilities. These systems are highly engineered using membranes filtration and UV disinfection. They are suitable for large residential blocks or cities and ensure safe water equality for public use. Let's look at constructed waterlands, a natural eco-friendly solution. Used in India, South Africa, and parts of the USA, this system mimics natural waterlands to treat greywater. A great example is found in Auroville, India, where plant, soil, and microbial activity work together to purify water for irrigation. It's a low-cost solution that's perfect for warmer climates. However, one key requirement is space as you need land to build the waterland area. Finally, we have aerobic treatment systems used in the USA, UK, and Australia. These systems treat grey water by adding oxygen, which speed up the breakdown of contaminants by beneficial bacteria. They are often used in homes and small communities and work faster than aerobic systems, but they do require a power supply for direction. Aerobic systems are reliable, efficient, and useful where space is available and electricity is accessible.